welcome, but certainly this circus that has followed them over the last few days has certainly not been welcomed by Buckingham Palace.
The publishers of the Daily Mail breached their privacy over the course of about 10 years.
Prince Harry has said that it's not safe enough to bring his wife and children to London, and we've heard this.
Harry is not a working royal, despite what the Rinda might think, because in order to be a working royal, you actually have to be a member of the royal family.
Buckingham Palace, where there's one thing for sure, and that's Prince Harry won't be staying here this week when he visits the UK.
Well, the rift between Prince Harry and his father appears to only be widening.
Is Prince Harry setting a trap for when he comes back to the UK? Will Prince William make a trip to the US soon?
The union is now hanging in the balance. The King and Prince Harry are locked in an uncomfortable deadlock.
The Prince's team says they needed more time to come up with different security arrangements after their
7 and Lilibet is 5. They thought that the children might have a better memory of Grandpa Charles.
The houses and certainly the Buckingham Palace or the King are none the wiser at the moment.
I used to love the royals, but I think their behaviour towards Prince Harry and to Meghan Sussex has been appalling.
This morning braced for a week of drama as Prince Harry prepares to touch down in London today. A last-minute...
On multiple occasions that he didn't feel it was safe to bring his family to the UK because of his security situation.
Richard Eden has a warning for Prince William, and it isn't gentle. The Daily Mail's royal editor says there's an alleged plan moving through the palace to bring Harry and Meghan back into royal life. And according to Eden, it's being pushed by senior politicians and courtiers who answer to one person, King Charles, not William, not an apology. Just a path back in, negotiated over William's head. If Eden's sourcing holds, Harry could get his reconciliation. William could get left holding a grudge nobody addressed. That's the claim. Here's where it started and why Eden thinks it changes everything. Eden's reporting centers on something he's calling Project Thaw. The premise, since 2020, Harry and Meghan have been estranged from the working royal family. First over their departure from official duties, then over the fallout from their Oprah interview and their Netflix series. William, according to Eden's sources, has never received a direct apology for what Harry said publicly about him and Catherine during that period. That silence sits at the center of the story. Eden reports that certain figures close to the king now see reconciliation with Harry as a priority, with or without that apology ever happening. The plan, as Eden frames it, runs directly through Charles, bypassing the person Harry's words actually hurt. And it's landing at a specific moment. Eden's most recent reporting places Eden against Harry's anticipated July return to Britain, with King Charles reportedly offering the Sussexes accommodation on the Windsor estate for a family visit. A gesture some royal commentators have called an olive branch, arriving while Charles continues cancer treatment. Neither Buckingham Palace nor the Sussexes has confirmed the details on the record, which is exactly why Eden's sourcing matters here. This is reporting, not an official statement. It's also worth being precise about what isn't in Eden's reporting. He hasn't named a date for any reconciliation, and he hasn't reported that William has been told directly that this plan exists. What he has reported is the direction of travel, and the direction, by his account, runs around William, not through him. That's the setup. Here's the escalation. Eden reported that talks between the two camps have already been happening quietly. Well before any visit was made public, a meeting took place between senior aides, Meredith Maines, the Sussexes' communications chief, and Tobin Andrea, King Charles's communications secretary, at a London club, with photographs confirming the two sat down together. Then came a private tea at Clarence House in September, Harry's first in-person time with his father since February 2024. Eden reported Harry left that meeting visibly upbeat. To Eden, that reaction read as more than a warm family catch-up. He suggested it looked like relief, the kind that comes from sensing a plan is finally moving. And crucially, none of it, according to Eden's reporting, involved William being consulted or given the apology he's been owed since 2020. Even the run-up to the July visit has stayed contentious. Eden separately reported that talks over Harry's police protection have become the main sticking point, with Harry pushing for guaranteed security whenever he travels with Archie and Lilibet. Eden called that push a bit of a trap, aimed at Charles, not William. But it shows the same pattern repeating, decisions about Harry's return being negotiated at the very top, far above William's head, with William reading about it after the fact like everyone else. Now, the deeper layer, because this is where Eden's warning gets sharper. He isn't just describing a family reaching toward peace. He's describing what he sees as a deliberate maneuver, one where the King's Court manages Harry's return as a political and reputational project, while treating William's position as a secondary concern to be dealt with later, if at all. Eden reported that some of Harry's renewed public moves, including appearances tied to his children, were read by insiders as an attempt to soften public opinion ahead of a bigger comeback. Eden also said he believed there was a lot of manipulation going on, and called the broader situation quite unedifying. Not every commentator agrees with how far to take that read. Some have pushed back publicly on Eden's framing, arguing the family is simply attempting tentative healing during a health crisis rather than executing a calculated plot. Eden's own reporting doesn't retreat from the core claim, though. Whatever apology William was owed in 2020 is still, by his account, unpaid in 2026, and the reconciliation machinery is running without checking with William first. Here's the turning point, and it's the part that actually seals Eden's argument. If Charles finalizes any version of this reconciliation without William's involvement, William isn't just skipped in a scheduling sense. He's structurally undermined. Eden's own reporting states plainly that this plan, if it proceeds as described, will undermine Prince William and Catherine. Not accidentally, but as a direct consequence of how it's built. William becomes the future king who watched his brother return to royal life through a side door his own father opened, with no accounting for what was said and no acknowledgement of what it cost the Wales family to hold the line publicly while Harry and Meghan spoke out from California. That's not reconciliation. According to Eden, that's a bypass. And William is the one left absorbing it, quietly, while continuing his own public duties, as though nothing shifted underneath him. So here's the verdict, and it's the one Eden's own sourcing supports. Nothing stronger, nothing weaker. Richard Eden is warning that Harry's path back into royal life is being built through King Charles, not through William, and not through the apology William has been waiting years for. If that plan goes forward the way Eden describes it, William doesn't get resolution. He gets presented with a decision that was already made somewhere above him. Eden hasn't reported that William has responded publicly, and no palace source has confirmed or denied any of this on the record. What's documented is narrower than the theory itself. A meeting between aides, a private tea, a security dispute still unresolved, and one royal editor connecting the dots into a warning aimed squarely at the future king. What happens next depends on whether Charles moves forward with it, and whether William is willing to accept a peace he never got to negotiate. Eden's reporting leaves that question open. If Project Thaw becomes real, the next moment to watch isn't another quiet meeting between aides. It's the first time William and Harry are photographed in the same room since this reportedly started moving, and whether that photograph looks like forgiveness or looks like William quietly absorbing a decision that was never really his to make. Either way, the story Eden is telling isn't about whether Harry comes home. It's about who gets to decide the terms. And so far, by his own reporting, William's name isn't on that list. Subscribe to Royal Archives for more.